Hello and welcome to the United Community Channel, and we're back with another watch along. We're in a different studio tonight. We're in, I said I'd use our World Cup studio for the neutral games. So yeah, Man City versus Spurs, obviously a big game tonight in the Premier League, and one that affects United both above us and below us. So we have, obviously we're level on points with City at the moment. United are currently in third after last night's draw against Crystal Palace, and of course Spurs. Actually, let me just pull up the league table here as well, because Spurs are obviously outside of the top four, but let me see, they are, where are they? They are in fifth on 33 points, so they're 6 points behind us, and obviously playing tonight they will have a game extra played. So if they were to win tonight, they would be 3 points behind us, and we would have a game in hand. So, big game in relation to Manchester United and how it affects us. But let me know your score predictions, guys. Get them into the chat. Footy is in. Good to see you, pal. Dylan is there. Paul is there. Good to see you, guys. Sorry, I was doing a members-only video there with a few of the guys. A really good one. Just ended there a minute or two ago. So, I'm not fully set up. Just give me 1 second here. We'll try and get it all sorted, but good to see everyone in. Ben is back in again. Good to see you, pal. Oshin is there as well. Really enjoyed that members only video now, guys. Great chat we had. So for anyone who doesn't know, every Thursday we do a members only video. We just get people onto the screen, we have a chat, talk about United, and it was really good. So if it's something you're interested in, anyone, link is in the description. Go check it out. Yeah, you can be on next Thursday with us. Sorry, let me turn down this. There we go. So yeah, I'll give you the starting lineups, guys. Lineups: Ederson in goal for Man City, Lewis at right back, Akanji, Stones and Ake make up the back four. Three in the middle then are Rodri, Grealish and Gundogan. And up front then, the three up front, we have Mahrez, Haaland and Alvarez. So an interesting team out of City. Spurs on the other hand then, we obviously Lloris in goal, three at the back, Romero, Dyer and Davies. We have Ivan Perisic and Emerson kind of as wing backs, Bentancur and Højbjerg as your centre midfielders. Then we have Kulusevski, Heung-min Son and Harry Kane. So strong forward line there for Spurs. I have a feeling this is going to be a good game, really good game. Let me see, why is my headphones not connecting? Give me 1 sec here. We'll see how we get on. Yeah, let's see what people are saying here. Oshin's going for 2-1 to City. Let's see any other predictions. -1 to City says Footy. Paul says Spurs to win 1-0. Footy says 2-1 to City. Ben says can't see anything but a City win, but come on Spurs. And Oshin says Son might have an easier night against Lewis than Walker. He fucking might. He absolutely will, by the looks of it. But we're nearly ready to go here, guys. I want to get the timer up and running here as well. Sorry, I'm not used to the new or sorry, well, it's not the new, it's the old World Cup studio, and everything's a bit kind of all over the place on me, so just bear with me for a sec. And these bloody headphones are not connecting either. Let's see what other people are saying here. The World Cup background says Footy. Yeah, that was sure. Look, we said we do it just for the neutral games that are not United. So, but the game is up and running here, guys. I'm trying to get my headphones up and running here. But yeah, happy days. What are you connected to? Because you're not connected to fucking the TV that I want you to be connected to. I get connected to me here. Now, there we go. Now, I think we have it now. Great. Ah, yes. We have a bit of sound now. Right, we're laughing. Happy days. Let me get the... I'm all over the place here. I'm like a fucking scribble. City Tottenham. There we go. Timer 50 seconds. Bosh. There we go. Right, we're up and running. Happy days. How's everybody doing? Hope you're all doing well. Yeah, score predictions. Do you know what? I'm going to go 1-0 to Spurs. I have a feeling Spurs could do something here. I really do. But, I mean, it could easily be 4-0 to City. You just wouldn't know. But smash a like on the video, guys. If you haven't already done so, take a second. Hit the thumbs up button for me. As you know, it helps the channel out an awful lot. Gets more people into the chat as well. More people watching. So take a second. We only have 1 like so far there. So take a second. Hit the thumbs up. And if you're new, hit the subscribe button as well. You should design a Prem League room, says Oshin. It's on the cards, Oshin. Look, I probably won't do it this season because we have so many United games coming up between now and the end of the season that I probably won't get much time to actually do neutral games like this. And if I do, the wife will probably divorce me. But it's definitely something I'm going to have for next season. I'm going to try and do as many watch-alongs. And I'm thinking of doing a second channel. So keep, obviously, United Community channel for United games. And then do, I don't know, football community channel for the neutral games. But let's see what happens. Chris is in as well. Good to see you, pal, again. Ben says, Keegan made himself look silly. Oh, yeah, Oshin says, as Keegan says, I would love it if we beat them. Love it. But, yeah. Spurs being pinned back by City here. And they revert to go along with Hugo Lloris. And, I mean, 9 times out of 10 these days, if you do go along with the ball, possession turns over, doesn't it? But, what's your thoughts on last night, guys? United... You know, now that the dust is settled and I suppose the madness of the game is gone. What do you think? Chris says, forgot to ask you, Jack, do you know Martin Cullen? Used to be Ireland's Minister for Sport. Martin Cullen, yeah, name rings a bell, alright, Chris, yeah. Footy says, top 4 predictions. City... I'll give you my top 4 predictions now, and then I'll give you my top 4 predictions for after Sunday. So at the moment, City, Arsenal, United. City, Arsenal, United, and City, Arsenal, United, and Liverpool. I think Liverpool will get top 4. I think they'll scrape it. If we beat Arsenal on Sunday, I will go City, United, Arsenal, Liverpool. But yeah. Are you going to be on for Liverpool versus Chelsea on Saturday, says Paul? I won't be on for that, Paul, I'm afraid, because I'm playing golf on Saturday, playing the competition, and as soon as that's over, I'm minding my daughter because my wife is working, so I won't be doing that one, I'm afraid. But we'll obviously be on for the United game on Sunday. Footy says mine is Arsenal, Man City, United, and Newcastle. Yeah, I mean, look, if Newcastle get top 4, what an achievement it'll be. You know, Eddie Howe's first season, or is it his first season? Because no one predicted Newcastle to get top 4 so quickly. You know, it was a long-term project for them, really, wasn't it? So, yeah. Chris says, playing golf with him Saturday. Okay, very good. Playing golf with Martin Cullen. The name rings a bell, all right. Yeah, the name rings a bell. Let's see. Lee says City, Arsenal, United and Newcastle. Dylan says, I think Ten Hag should have substituted Casemiro. Well, look, that's all in hindsight now. It really is. I mean, I blame the referee for Casemiro getting the yellow card. Not because the ref gave it to him, but because if we had given us the penalty, that was a fucking blatant penalty, by the way. if we had got that penalty, it would have been 2-0, and a second and a half after the ball had hit the back of the net, Casemiro would have been substituted off, you know. But no, the ref didn't give it, and the rest is history, you know. So, but look, United made their own problems in that second half. They were very, very poor. Look, obviously, the yellow card for Casemiro was a yellow card, but the penalty for United was a penalty, you know. And look, I think over the course of a season, and we were talking about it in the members only video there earlier on, we were saying, I think it was Oshin that said it, and he's right, that these decisions even themselves out over the course of a season, and they always will. But my issue with it is the lack of consistency with VAR. It's so frustrating, you know. Take the the Bruno goal out where Rashford is offside. That literally is a goal because that's the rules. Now, if you want to give out about the rules, then talk about the rule change. Don't talk about the goal. But my issue about, actually, you know, off on a tangent here, about that Bruno goal, and a lot of people saying the rule needs to be changed. And if the rule is changed, where do you draw the line? And that's my issue if the rule is changed. Because if you change the rule and say you don't have to touch the ball to be interfering with play, then people are going to be calling interfering with play all over the place. You know, if you had a striker that went and stood on the corner flag, you know, see, knocking on the door here, but no. So if you had a striker that went and stood on the corner flag, I don't care how good of a goalkeeper you have, he's going to think about that guy that's on the corner flag if the ball is being played in over the top for another guy coming through to him. So is that offside, even though he has nothing got to do with the game? I think the way it is at the moment is the way it has to be. If you don't touch the ball, you don't interfere with play. I think if you go the opposite way, I think it's going to be like the offside, where they couldn't judge which part of your arm was offside at the start of it. You know, there's going to be no boundaries. You know, is it going to be, oh, well, I thought he was going to do it, so that means it's offside, and the ref goes with, you know, what a defender or a goalkeeper is saying. So, I don't know. I think the way it is at the moment, you touch the ball, you're offside. You don't touch it, you're not. I just play to the fucking whistle after that, you know. But anyway. It'll be Howe's first full season, says Oshin. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, alright. Yeah. Chris's top four: City, Arsenal, United, Newcastle. We should have had the penalty as well, says Chris. And Dale says, evening boys, that thing drove me mad a while ago. Dale, apologies. I only noticed you. See, what happens when you click on the link and you enter the studio, you were obviously there for a minute or two, and just as you clicked out, I noticed that because I have to click a button, you come up kind of blurred out, and I have to click a button to add you in. And just as I spotted you, I was about to hit add to stream. You obviously left, and I just missed you. So it wasn't your fault; it was mine. So I apologise. But by all means, get in next Thursday for it. Same thing. I'll put the link up and give it a click and jump in, because yeah, it was good. Yeah, my fault though. Corner there swung in, and Haaland is just at the back post, like all on his own, and he just tips it down. All he has to do is just welly it at the goal. He tries to just kind of, is he kind of playing it back across, or it was a weird one out of him. He should have at least hit the target there. Another corner to City here though, and as you'd guess, it's been mainly City. Good defensive header though from the corner, and Spurs cleared their lines. Patrick says, you don't want it to go so strict where you're offside by a hair or your head, arm or something. Yeah, absolutely. I agree. Dale said, oh, I thought my thing wasn't loading or something. Should we know now? Yeah, no, my fault, Dale. My fault. I did send you a message back on Discord to say just click the link again and I'd add you, but whether you've seen it or not, I'm not sure. But look, we'll get you in next Thursday for the live. Send a written warning, says Ben. Yeah, so see, doing well here. Oh, that should be a free. Yeah, see, you have a free here in a good position. Alvarez looking lively, and it looks like so the ball is played in with a lot of pace to Alvarez, and he moves the ball first time, and Ben Davies comes in and just kind of cleans him out of it. Bit too eager, and City have a free kick now about maybe 6 or 7 yards outside the box. It's going to be Riyad Mahrez, looks like. Absolutely within striking distance here. It would be some goal if he scores it, though. Don't talk to me about free kicks after last night. Mahrez hits the wall, but Grealish cleans up the second ball, but they have to go all the way back to Ederson with it. How many goals has Haaland got so far this season? Premier League, he has 21. Let's have a look here. Haaland stats. Great website, guys, if you ever need it, is Transfer Market. MARKT. Does stats, does great stats. Goals this season, he has 27. Fucking hell, 27. He has 21 in the league, 5 in the Champions League, and 1 in the Carabao Cup. 27. Jesus Christ. Not even halfway through the season. He's slowing down though. Didn't score against us on the weekend, did he? Fucking right, but he didn't. Still banned off of TikTok as well. Them salty City fans can't take a bit of stick. So there's a good chance he'll hit 40. In all competitions, he should get 40. I mean, if he doesn't get 40 in all competitions, I mean, see, you're still in the FA Cup, still in, obviously, the league, still in the Champions League. So, yeah, I'd be surprised if he didn't hit 40 in all competitions. So when are Man City playing again? It must be Monday night, are they? Oh no, they're not. They're Sunday as well. Yeah, I mean, a lot of fixtures, really, isn't there? Like, in such a compact period of time, you'd have to say. And I mean, we're really starting to see the effects of the World Cup. Spurs trying to be composed and play the ball out. And they do well there, in fairness to them. But again, I mean, City are pressing them very high. They are struggling to get out of their own half, but they're trying to do it right. A lovely ball there. And here's Kulusevski now. Oh, he's asking a lot there. Yeah, and it's a good tackle by Ake. But Spurs win a throw right down in the corner. Block the City fans when they come. Well, see, the thing about it is, I mean, I was on TikTok, there was 80,000 different people watching me on Saturday, and I don't know who reported me, so anyway, what can you do? Dale says you'll have to block all 3 of them. Love it. Yes. Here's Spurs now down the right hand side. Kulusevski turns back. Bentancur. City keep their shape quite well. A nice little ball now. Here's Bentancur into Harry Kane with a strike. Oh, side netting. It was offside in the end. Good play by Spurs. I don't know who I want to win this game. Who do we want to win this game, lads? Let me know in the chat. City or Spurs? I don't really know who I want to win. Alex says, "Did you see Lingard's comments? Was very interesting." Yeah, I seen some of them. I didn't see an awful lot of them, but I just seen the kind of snippets of them. Yeah, look, I mean, look, alright, you know, Jesse Lingard. I'm glad he's gone out of Manchester United. I don't dislike the chap or anything like that, but going doing interviews like that as a professional footballer, it's the kind of distractions that I'm glad to be rid of out of the club. Really am. Look, he mightn't have been treated right, you know, and he might have got a raw deal. That's fair enough. You know the business you're in, you know. It's a cutthroat business, so just you're going to have to deal with these things at some stage in your career. And yeah, I'm just glad that it's not our distraction anymore, you know. So happy days. Ben says draw would be good. Patrick wants Spurs to win. Yeah, majority of people are saying Spurs. Ben says, yeah, that's the pass. Leave the lad to it. Yeah, absolutely. Chris says, Lingard can't even start for Forest. Concentrate on your Game Boy. Yeah, that's what on your Game Boy. Pokemon Red. Yeah, look. I mean, they were the kinds of. Haaland goes down there now. Now the ball, I don't think is ever going to get anywhere near him. But let's have a look here. So the ball is played into him. There's not enough in it, I don't think, for a penalty to be given. Just a tangle of legs between Romero and Haaland right in the box. Not enough in it, no. Oh, she says, miss what he said, but didn't miss much. He was just saying about do you know last year when Rania came out and said that Lingard wanted a couple of days off and this and that and the other, and then Lingard came out then straight away on Twitter at the time said, no, I didn't want days off. You're why are you lying? So basically, John Murta said, you know, he wanted to go on loan. John Murta said, no, you're not going on loan. We need you, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, well, look, I'm not playing. I want to go and play, blah, blah. He said, look, you're not going on loan. Do you want a couple of days off? And he went, no, I don't want to play a couple of days off. I just want to go on loan. I mean, you're not going on loan. And then he went, all right, I'll take a couple of days off. And then Ranić says Lingard wanted a couple of days off, so we've given them to him. And that was basically it. It's just bullshit. It's last season. It give you shivers even talking about it, you know, because like just the negativity of last year and to where we are now is just night and day, really, isn't it? And good luck to you, Jesse. I hope you have a good career and all that, and you know, come back to Old Trafford in a few years and watch in the stands, and you know, you get a nice reception, hopefully. But too many distractions with your kid, yourself and Pogba dancing around the place. Corner now to City. Mahrez to swing it in. Spurs clear the line, comes to Gundogan on the edge, trying to open for a shot, but goes wide to Alvarez, who clips one to the back post. But City are putting the pressure on here. Overlap. Jack Grealish pulls it back. Should be a goal. Oh, great block. Who was it? Harry Kane? Oh no, it was Dyer. And Spurs are on the break up the right hand side here now with Kulusevski. Doesn't look like he has much pace. And this is going to be a card for Mahrez. Takes down Kulusevski. Delighted for him. All he's diving in the Manchester Derby during the week. No raw deal with him, says Dale. He was earning big for the little he contributed. Absolutely. Absolutely. Alex says he was a good player, to be honest. He just said the owners are bad, basically, and the club was a mess. I agree with the second part of that, Alex. The first part of him being a good player, I disagree with. He's not a good player. He's a half decent player. I think a lot of these a lot of these players that are heavily on social media and doing their TikTok dances and all of that. And that's okay, fair play to them. But I think a lot of the younger generation like them a lot more. And it's okay to like them, but it doesn't turn them into a good footballer. You know, and yeah. Ben says Olympics diving for Haaland. He's been doing it a bit, hasn't he? No change in the diving from when they played us, says Dale. Send him off, ref. And Oshin says, shush, Jack, don't get banned off here. I'll have nothing to do and I'll have to talk to the wife. I'll have to set up an OnlyFans account or something and do a watch along with me top off or something. And believe me, you don't want to see that. You know, I might have a good hairline, but a couple of little tufts of hair on the chest. You don't want to see that. Patrick says, Ben says first, imagine Roy Keane in the dressing room with Pogba and Lingard. Pogba and Lingard probably wouldn't, if Ferguson had been manager and Keane had still been there in their prime, and it's getting a bit salty actually this game. There's a few challenges going in, but I don't think if Lingard and Pogba were the greatest players in the world, I don't think Ferguson would buy him, because you would have had the likes of Roy Keane and that in the dressing room. Keane would have just pulled the head off the two of them, you know. Patrick said he had his moments at times, but yeah, at the end was poor. Premier League, good championship player. Yeah, look, I mean, he scored the goal in the FA Cup final? Outside of that, I don't really remember Anthony Dunn, you know. Being a big personality and academy player can only get you so far. Eventually, the soccer ability comes into question. Absolutely, Del. Absolutely. And especially when you're at a big club like Manchester United, you can get away with it. You know, you see lads throughout their careers, you know, journeymen that, you know, that are playing for mid-table teams the majority of their career and getting a decent wage and just not good enough to make that next step up. And like let me put it this way. If Lingard was never a Manchester United academy player, let's say he was a Leicester City academy player, United would never buy him. You know, so that's the difference, I think. City putting a lot of pressure on here though. Here's Mahrez coming down the right hand side. A few step overs, block cross, goes for a corner, I think. Jack should do the Pardew dance, so that yuck, yeah. Should see me moving back in the day by in the dance floor, giving it all of that. Now my feet are cold. Here, will you throw us in a bag of potatoes? And a bar of chocolate. You do, there's ones in, I seen them in the press. You've done that a few times, says Dale. Absolutely. Look at that, look. Bonk. Alex says, I'm saying Kevin De Bruyne, but he was a decent player and he worked well when he was in space, and why he didn't so well West Ham. That makes sense. Make any sense. I know what you're trying to say, Alex. Yeah, absolutely. But with all due respect to West Ham are my second team. I do like West Ham. It's one thing doing it for West Ham, you know, in a mid-table battle, than trying to get United back to where they need to be. You know. Look what we've got. And of course, yeah, we're going to enjoy this little watch along because there's no pressure on. Obviously, it's not United. Here's Spurs now. Corner, take a shot. Royale with a shot high and wide. Oshin said you should have the halftime potatoes for your night games only. Don't worry, I'm going to eat them before halftime. Liam says, did you get a haircut since the last Premier League or since the Palace game? Sorry, just in now. I did. I got one today. And I had a clean shave for the first time in about 5 years. And I have to say, I look about 3 years younger. There's a bit of a shadow on it already, though. That's the only thing. Cut the face off myself, though. Well, I didn't cut the face off myself, but just kind of burns. Just that kind of... When I haven't done it in so long, my skin is not used to it. Can we start a members group chat on TikTok, says Chris. Can you do a group chat on TikTok? I didn't even know, Chris. I'll look into it, and if we can do it, I'll set it up. Yeah. Corner now again here to City. Mara swings it in. Lloris comes out, punches clear. Oh, lovely ball. Jack Grealish, header in. Haaland goes up for the second one. Alvarez on it now, down to the end line, wins another corner. Do you buy the Cadbury's variety pack of chocolates? No, I don't buy variety. I buy the share bags because they're cheaper. And I mean, if you buy the single bars of chocolate, you get ripped off. Babyface Jack, yep. Ole Gunnar Jack's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Poor corner. Alex says, to be fair, he's my favourite player a few years ago. I don't know why. Yeah, that's okay. It's okay for different people to have different favourite players. So it is, Alex. No problemo. That's totally understandable. They're like, your favourite player was Lingard. And I'd say, like back in the 90s, my favourite player was Ryan Giggs. There's a big difference, you know. Jesus. How Bentancur didn't get yellow card there, I don't know. That was a wild tackle. This game is getting salty. The tackles are flying in. Happy days. There's Jack Grealish down the left now. Oh, great tackle by Christian Romero. And Spurs win City win a corner. This turned into a good game here. Are Spurs doing that in here? Seems like Spurs are coming into the game a little bit. They're kind of getting to the final third and running out of ideas. But it's getting a bit salty. There's challenges flying in. Couple of yellow cards. But City are doing the majority of the pressing. But Spurs are breaking quite well when they do. Is it just me or is Haaland a bit clumsy? Yeah, maybe so. I mean, I think it'd be hard not to be clumsy when you're that size. You know, he's just a big fucking blonde cyborg, really, isn't he? Yellow card there for Heiberg. Shokar says, as a United fan, I'm a diehard Spurs fan for this game. Love the content, buddy. Sound. No problem, pal. Appreciate it. You're more than welcome. Thanks for joining us again. We hate City. We hate City. Twigs is in. Good to see you, pal. I mean, Spurs are doing all right here. They're not creating an awful lot, but they're not shying away from City, and it's pretty clear that obviously City are the superior team, but they're not shying away from them. Kane now tries to play a ball in around the corner. Good idea to Son, and Spurs do well and win a throw right up in the corner. Cost of living crisis and you want to buy bars one at a time. No way, boy. Fucking Freddo bars used to be 10p when I was small. They're about 160 now. It's a fucking joke. Kane's cross song goes up. Oh. Like, I don't know about, you know, outside of Ireland, but in Ireland, we scale inflation off Freddo bars. Freddo bars used to be, I think it used to be 5p. It used to be 5p, I think. Back in the day. They're about 70 or 80 cent now, I'd say, are they? 40 cent each. That's still huge. I hear Freddo bars gold plated in Kilkenny. They tell you how long it's been since I bought one. I just buy them now. Haaland is a big, I can't, that's an Irish word, Oshin, is it? I'm terrible at Irish. It's a big, what? Shoka says, I must say this now, Haaland's an unbelievable striker, but not a good footballer. Like Chicharito was for United. Unbelievable goal scorer. But just an average footballer. I mean, he scored his first ever goal for Man United with his face. And he kicked the ball into his own face to score. You know. But we all loved him. Yes, Freddo and a 10p bag of crisps and a can of Coke. Yeah, remember the little small cans of Coke and Fanta used to get? So you used to go to the shop with £1. You used to get a Freddo bar, a packet of like Banshee bones, a packet of fruit pastilles, and a small can of Fanta. Corner out to Spurs, deep one in. Ederson drops it, but City clear with the second attempt. Spurs have numbers here now. Kulusevski gets it inside to Højbjerg. Kane overlapping there. Davis. Cross in. Son! Oh! Too close to Ederson. Spurs are growing into this game as it's going along. Good chance there. I just couldn't get enough purchase on it. Son. He's kind of back and back, slightly behind him. You need to remortgage a house for Fred on houses, Triggs. We changed from 50p. Yeah. Shoka says, Son ain't been on it this season. Shows how I really don't think Conte is the fit for Spurs. Reckon he's getting sacked soon. I mean, I don't know. I mean, oh, here's Spurs coming out. Kulusevski cuts in on his left. Harry Kane trying to open for a shot. 4 players around him. City cleared their lines. I mean, Spurs are in a weird situation. They're still within a shout for top 4, but they're going to have to up their game, get more consistent. If they change their manager, who do they go get? I think Thomas Tuchel would fit into Spurs lovely, but Spurs have to realise that they're going to need to be very patient with whoever they decide the manager is going to be, because they're in a similar boat to United where they're going to need 2 or 3 transfer windows and a big overhaul of players to really, really have a go at challenging or sustaining top 4, I think. You know, is Kane going to want to stick around for another 2 or 3 years in a rebuild? I don't think so. I feel he'll go on the summer. I think Daniel Levy knows that he's going to cash in on him as quick as he can. We were talking about that in the members only video as well, about an hour ago. But yeah, that's my take on it all. Oshin says, anyone here remember the United Cola from the 90s? I do remember it. Brown colour. Brown coloured war was rank. Father's a bottle of United wine with Cantona on the label. Well, wine supposedly gets better with age. But I do remember that cola. Yeah, I do. Shoka says City's defence is very shaky. I mean, it is. It's a very makeshift defence. Ake playing left full. See, now Lewis with a strike. Great save. Good strike there. I think it took a slight deflection, but Lloris was on hand. Cross into the box now is cleared, but Rodri is going to get on it again. See, putting a bit of pressure on here again. Heiberg does really well. Yeah, really well. Wins it free. To be honest, if Ten Hag wanted... I don't understand what that is, Alex. If Ten Hag wanted at United would be a Chelsea, I could be worried. Patrick says, if Spurs get Tuchel, that's them taking Chelsea rejects. I don't know. I think Tuchel should have been given more time at Chelsea. I mean, he done a very, very good job at Dortmund, and I think he done a decent enough job at PSG as well, given the fact that he had a load of knobs in the dressing room. You know, a lot of individuals. I think he managed them quite well. And he doesn't take any nonsense. I think he got a bit of a raw deal at Chelsea. And he won the European Cup for him as well, you know. And I'll always thank him for that, because he beat City in the final. Shoga says, I think Spurs should get Poch back. Crazy shout, but he needs to freshen up the squad. Yeah, look, Poch is a good coach. Is it a good idea going back? Because he'll always be judged off of that, say the Premier League team, the team that challenged for the Premier League and the team that got to the Champions League final and things like that. So here's Haaland. Oh, Lloris does well. Haaland, another fucking dive in the box. This lad is a swimmer, is all he is. Spurs win a free. Oh, here's Mahrez coming now. Loads of space down the right. Cuts back on his left. Rodri hangs one up. Oh, Haaland just over the bar. Oh. He just couldn't get over the ball enough. Lovely ball across. Ben Davies commits. Little one hung up. Oh, and Haaland is there, and Hugo Lloris is coming out and is in no man's land. And if he keeps it under the crossbar, it's 1-0, but he can't. He can't get his head over the ball. Good chance for City right before half time as well. If Kane is available, Bowley will do what he can to get him to Chelsea. Yeah, I think a lot of the ball is going to be in Kane's court on where he wants to go, because there'll be no shortage of offers for him. You know. Stop trying to get him away from United, Chris. Oshin says Bowley is trying to play a Pokemon. Gotta catch 'em all. Very like early Abramovich, yeah. Although early Abramovich had early Mourinho. Sorry, if Ten Hag wasn't at United, he would be at Chelsea. Yeah. Well, he'd probably be at Spurs because they were looking at him as well. Or they refused. They turned him down, I think. The size of Haaland, and he goes down like a baby. Absolutely. I don't think City use Haaland to his strengths, to be honest, says Ben. Yeah, it's a different... Oh, here's Spurs. Should be 1-0 here. Oh, go on the Spurs. Spurs are 1-0 up. Right on the stroke at half time is Kulusevski. And this, I didn't see it all, but this looks like a mistake. And Guardiola is down on one knee, and it's falling apart for City at the moment. Man City have caused their own mistake, or are causing their own downfall here. Spurs are 1-0 up. Let's see what happened. So Ake plays it back to Ederson. Ederson plays it into Rodri. Oh, it's a bad pass out of Ederson. He gives it to the wrong side of Rodri. Yeah, it's Ederson's fault. It's Ederson's fault. Rodri is running this way, and he plays the ball back here while he's running this way, and he has to stretch, gets a toe on it, but Kulusevski is there to pick up the scraps, and it's 1-0 to Spurs. Against the run of play, you'd have to say. City in the mud, City in the mud. If Ten Hag had a hair transplant, Spurs might have taken them. Yeah, did you ever see Conte back in the 90s? I mean, who's he trying to kid, I remember seeing him back in the 90s and some of the clips say when he was playing with Juventus against United. Oh, he was very waspy back then even, you know what I mean? And he had a big fucking mop on his head there now. Irish that is in. Tune in just in time. So lads, come on Spurs, happy days. Half collar up. Tell you what we'll do, we'll put the hood up. City, you're losing. City are losing. The hook goes up. Here's Kane again now. Oh, whished. Oh, why didn't... Oh, it's 2-0! It's 2-0! It's 2-0 to Spurs. What is going on here? City are falling asunder. Oh, and United are going to be level with City with a game in hand. Breathe, lads, breathe. It's 2-0. Oh, Kane does really well, I have to say. So, he's one-on-one. Stones gets the ball away originally. Comes to Kulusevski on the right-hand side. Slips Kane to the end line. Bit long, but Kane does a slide tackle, does really well. Takes a shot when he shouldn't have. And Ederson palms it out into the 6-yard box. And Ederson is there just to throw his head on it really, really quick. And Ederson... Sorry. Who is it? Sanchez, is it? Whoever it is. Oh no, Emerson Royale. And Ederson is down on the ground. And Royale is there just to head it while he's still down. It's 2-0 to Spurs. Let's all laugh at Man City. Let's all laugh at Guardiola. Oh, and there's boos at the Etihad and all. Oh, City are booing their own players. Ooh. Let's all laugh at Man City. Let's all laugh at Guardiola. Lovely. Delighted with that now. Let's get the timer stopped there. It's half time. Don't get banned from YouTube. Oh, jeez. I wouldn't say there's any City fans watching me tonight. But if you are, ha ha. In the words of Nelson Muntz. Some result for United, says Irish lad. Absolutely. Let's all laugh at City, says Patrick. Oshin says you should clip the hand claps there. Don't get banned from YouTube, says John. Manchester is red, says Patrick. Absolutely. City have fans? How much they cost? City are a shambles. And Twig says, Sue! Happy days, lads. Happy days. City are 2-0 down, half time. I'm going to put the hood down for now. Actually, no, I won't. I'll leave it up because we put it up and they went 1-0 down and then they went 2-0 down. So I'd say the echo is mad at the Etihad. All 5 of them booing. Yeah, boo, 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 boo. But yeah, let's have a look at the league table here. Just to see. So yeah, we'll be level on points with equal games. Jeez, if we had a won last night. Fuck, if we had a won last night. That kind of makes it a little bit annoying that City are losing now. Because, yeah, I mean, if we'd have won last night, we'd be 2 points ahead of City on equal games. That's kind of annoying, really, isn't it? Ben says, feel better for getting a point last night so far. Yeah, would have loved 3 though. Would have loved 3. You could hear a couple of people booing or going, oh. I am loving this, says Shoka. If we beat Arsenal. If we beat Arsenal. We could have lost all, Jack, says Ben. That's true. That certainly is true. Pal. If we beat Arsenal, right? So Arsenal have a game in hand on us. Let's say they win that. They'll be 11 points clear. If we beat Arsenal, we have them back to 8. They still have to play City twice. We're not out of the woods yet. Or not that we're not out of the woods. We're not out of the race yet. We're not out of the race yet. Yeah, I don't think we're out of the race yet. Look, we're in the talk. We're in the conversation. That's what it's all about, isn't it? That's what we said before. That's what we'll say again. We're part of the conversation. To be part of the conversation. What, 7 months into Ten Hag's reign? I'm not going to be complaining. Did you watch any of the PSV Al Nassr shite? The ref was definitely on the e-books. I didn't. Was Ronaldo playing? And Messi? Would be nice, but keep my feet on the floor. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, Ben. I agree with you. Ten Hag has done wonders. He absolutely has. Absolutely has. Man City burned themselves out, says Liam. Top 4 and a cup. Excellent season. Top 4 is a definite. Top goal though, yeah. Absolutely. Poor old Mika Richards is not going ha 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 like he always does be now, is he? Yeah, they're showing that. Yeah, I mean, the first goal is Ederson's fault. He plays it the wrong side of him. And Rodri has to get a toe in on it because Kane is coming in. Or not Kane, who was coming in? Bentancur was coming in behind him. So Rodri has to get a toe on it and play the ball to the right. You know. Yeah, it's Ederson's fault. I mean, their defence is all over the place. They're just on the second goal here. They're all over the shop. Yeah, they're all over the shop. I mean, Rodri has to get to the end line to cover the defenders. Akanji gets sucked all the way out. And that's where it comes from, him diving into a tackle. And it's Rodri that goes into the challenge with Kane on the end line. He only half goes into it. Kane goes into it properly and the goal comes from it. Come on, you Spurs. So, Mika Richards is giving out that the Man City fans are booing City after. I mean, City are winning 4 out of the last 5 leagues. And their fans are booing them coming off the field. A bunch of fucking plastic fans is all they are. Finished 5-4, says Irish at the PSG. Alright, Ronaldo wasn't even there. Oshin says, I effing hate Mika as nothing but an annoying laugh. To be honest with you, Oshin, I actually don't mind him. I do have to remind myself every now and again that he is, City. But I don't mind him. I can't lie. I think I like his relationship with Keane and how they bounce off of each other. I think maybe that's why I like him a little bit. But Ederson always has that in him. Does it a few times. Even made McSauce score. That's true. Shoka says, what is Pep doing putting out a weird formation He came out in an interview saying he doesn't care about the Prem waffle. Absolute waffle, of course he does. Yeah, of course he does. Is this going to be the year that they win the European Cup, though? They're out of the Europa League. Or, sorry, they're out of the Carabao Cup. If Arsenal beat us on Sunday, they're... I'm not going to say they're out of the league, but it's going to be a fucking hell of a comeback if they do go and win it. FA Cup, Champions League. I mean, they could easily finish the season without a trophy at all. You know? He burst onto the scene, yeah. Poor Mr. Richards. Richards is funny, but as a football analyst, he's shocking. Yeah, he is, isn't he? He is. He's only 34 as well. Which is mad to think about, like. If City win the Champions League, I believe Pep will go, says Ben. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I think Pep would love nothing more than to have won that European Cup against Chelsea, and he'd be on a sabbatical now. He'd be taking a year or two out, and he'd pop up maybe managing Juventus, or he'd take over the Spanish national team or something like that. Because he did say before, didn't he, that he's not going to manage, into his 60s or anything like that. Or he's not. Maybe I don't know what age he is. Let me check his age. It's funny. I type Pep Guardiola into Google, and the first thing that comes up is Pep Guardiola's daughter. Yeah, he's only 52. So, yeah. No, City will never win the Champions League, says Patrick. Ben says, if City win the Champions League, I believe Pep will go. Yeah, sorry, we read that. Irish lad says, City haven't a hope of winning the Champions League on current form. No, but look, they're probably guaranteed top 4. And if they're out of running for the Premier League by the time the Champions League comes back around next month, does Pep just go, right, fuck it, I go all out for that. I play me, get everyone fit, rest as many of them as I can, and just bring out the big guns for the Champions League. Twig says, I'd love a Carabao Cup win. So would I. A bit of silverware. And not that, I'm so desperate to win the Carabao Cup. It's for the process, and it's for, say, where this squad is at the moment and where we want to go with it. And being, having a trophy under the belt for a lot of these players is something that will give them confidence, and will hopefully stand us in good stead for the coming years. And they will then know, look, we can go on and win a trophy. We have got what it takes and all of that good stuff. So yeah, absolutely, give me the Carabao Cup. Funny thing is, he's 34. He should still be playing, says Patrick. Yeah, he was riddled with injuries, though, wasn't he? Who replaces Pep if he won the Champions League this year and left? Thomas Tuchel. Your man, who's the manager that just retired from Spain? Enrique, would you give it to him? He won the Champions League with Barca before. Yeah, I mean, outside Pochettino, I don't know. I mean, whoever you get after Pep, you're taking a step down, And let's see if City are as well run as people make them out to be when Pep leaves. Because obviously we know, as United fans, all too well when Ferguson left and the slump that we had, and we're still not fully out of it yet. We're on the way though with Ten Hag. But when Pep eventually does leave Man City, let's see how well they are run. And let's see if the decline can be shortened as much as possible for City, because there inevitably will be a slump, because no one can replace Pep Guardiola. Let's call it spade, as much as I don't like saying it. But it's going to be interesting. So it is. You'll never stop this breeze. Give it a Giggsy, says Irish lad. Ben says, yeah, Richards is a Michael Owen. Played at 17, 18, then injuries got hold of him. Yeah, absolutely. Tom says, Arsenal winning the Prem. Man U can't. And Man City are losing. If we beat Arsenal on the weekend and City beat them twice, and all other games up until that point are won by United and Arsenal, we'll only be 2 points behind them. I will never say never. I will fight till forever. To quote Justin Bieber. Whenever you knock me down, I will give it up, give it up, give it up. And never say never. Never say never. I wouldn't say it's going to be long before De Bruyne comes on, to be honest. Who have City actually got on the bench besides De Bruyne? Diaz, Cancelo, De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, Phil Foden. Yeah, there'll be changes here. But there's no changes yet, I don't think. I have that fucking Justin Bieber song stuck in my head now. I'd say Arsenal fans are absolutely ecstatic at the moment. So I would. How many at United have won a trophy with United? De Gea, Rashford, Martial, Shaw. They need to win a trophy to get that winning feeling. Yeah. Does Lindelof have one as well? Maybe under Mourinho. Mourinho bought Lindelof, didn't he? That's it, I think, yeah. I think that's it. Think they might go the Bayern manager. Can't think of his name. I know the guy. Yeah. He's a young lad, isn't he? Yeah, I know the guy you're on about. Oh, fuck, I have to look up his name now. Julian Nagelsmann. Only one Premier League winner in our side. No, two. Good old Phil Jones in the background there has one. Difference with City is they've the money to hire the best of the best. When it comes to a manager, I think managers want to go into a project more than anything else, really, don't they? And say, right, look, have I got money in the transfer window? You know, have they got a decent enough team that I can work with now? You know, and that look, I mean, every manager will go in and have a look and say, right, look, Kevin De Bruyne is this age. You know, Bernardo Silva is probably going to leave, but then you will say, Gundogan is probably, tipping on as well. But then you say, well, you have Phil Foden, Erling Haaland, Ruben Diaz, Cancelo, these types of players. Jack Grealish, United sing-along channel, says Twigs. Haaland having a serious dip, or has he been found out? I won't say found out just yet, but I mean the goals he was scoring, it was bound to dry up. You know, it really was. Um, Phil Jones don't count, says Ben. We need player down. Oh, he's alright. Top 4 over a trophy, says Chris. They can have Phil Jones, says Patrick. Who's Phil Jones? We have 3 winners in our squad. Phil Jones still has more Premier Leagues than Slippy G. Do you know who has more than him as well? Oh, look nasty. Just twisted the ankle. That's a sore one, that is. Ben said, I was just about to say it, Ben. So does Luke Chadwick. That's what I was going to say. Do you know who has more than Slippy G as well? Luke Chadwick. City dominating possession the opening 4 or 5 minutes here. But Spurs are keeping their shape well, in fairness to them. Patrick says, surely they can rip up Phil Jones' contract or terminate it mutually. He's basically retired. Would you terminate it mutually if you were on 100 grand a week, sitting on your tosh at home, injured, going, this is fucking brilliant, 100 grand a week? I wouldn't. I would see out every last second of that contract. And that's how stupid United were over the last few years. She says Luke Chadwick was a talent. He was a talent. He was. I just think it's funny saying his name and then saying he has more Premier Leagues than this poor old Stevie. Even Fergie's son has a Premier League. He does, Darren. Yeah, Darren Ferguson. Dale says, see, you're gone awful soft. You can't even tip off him now. Yeah, they're getting desperate, really, aren't they? Desperate for frees and... Mahrez. Oh, Dyer does enough. Oh, it's 2-1. 2-1. Oh, Spurs are... Not that they're unlucky there, but they're brave. They're throwing bodies in the line. And Hugo Lloris comes out and takes a big hit. So down the right hand side, comes to Mahrez, goes onto his right, and just hangs one up. And Gundogan and Dyer kind of go for it together, and it just stays up in the air. And Lloris comes out, he's brave, he's diving at Jack Grealish's feet, and he could easily get a kick in the face, and he does get to the ball first, but he just puts it right down into Alvarez's feet, and he buries it in the roof of the net. And with 2-1, we have a game on our hands here. Game on. Problem is, if you was Phil Jones, would you? Says Ben. Yeah, should have never got a new deal, says Patrick. Tom Heaton, De Gea and Phil. Tom Heaton. There you go. Did you guys know Ravel Morrison is playing at DC United with Wayne Rooney? Yeah. He brought him from Derby with him. Ocean says, Ravel Morrison, what a waste. That lad could have been huge. Yeah. Troubled kind of childhood and background though, really, didn't he? Here's City again. Lloris is out. Ferguson said he was the most talented player he ever seen coming through the ranks at United. Better than Giggs, better than Scholes, better than anyone. He said he was the best. Is it snowing for you, says Twigs? I'm not sure. I haven't looked outside. You have me wanting to guess. Having me wanting to check now. 1 second. Oh, it's 2-2. It's 2-2. Fucking checking for the snow. Haaland. City. Oh, Jesus. You'd be shitting yourself as Spurs now. So Mahrez again cuts on his left, comes inside to Rodri. Rodri just chips one down the middle. Mahrez continues his run. And he's onside. That's a goal, yeah. Mahrez heads the ball across the 6-yard box. Haaland is waiting at the back post. Dunk. 2-2. This is a good game of football. As a neutral, well, I suppose we're not really neutral, but this is a good game of football. It's 2-2. 8 minutes into the second half, and City have scored 2 goals. City are going to batter Spurs. Here's my prediction. City are going to batter Spurs here, and Conte is going to get sacked. Well, maybe not sacked, but he might quit. I thought you were shouting about the snow. Oh, it's snowing. I still don't know if it's snowing outside. I'm afraid to go in case I miss another goal. Here's City coming again. Alvarez is into the box. Oh, squares it. Lloris is there, right? I'll check for snow now. No snow. Here's Grealish. Oh. See, you're knocking on the door. No, we have no snow in Kilkenny at the moment. Thank fucking God. I mean, Spurs back to the wall here. Here's Mahrez again. Strike! Oh, just wide. What a start to the second half by City. I mean, you can really only see one winner here, can't you? I mean, but in saying that, I mean, City are not rock solid at the back either, you know. What are you talking about? If we could bring one player back, who would it be? I would bring back prime Ronaldo. Or do they have to be retired? Because obviously he's still playing. But I would bring back prime Ronaldo without all of the baggage of a 37-year-old Ronaldo and all of the bullshit and everything. But just a Ronaldo that's happy to be at United in his prime, playing as a number 9. Just scoring 40 goals a season. That's who I'd bring back. Because that's what we need at the moment. Oh, it's a really bad challenge by Ake. It's up around his knee. Oh, that's... well, I don't know if he connects with him. But yeah. Oshin says, I'd love to say Keane, but he'd probably spend more time suspended. Irwin could play right back, left back, get forward, defend, free kicks, penalties, never injured. Irwin is just your... He's just your bang 8 out of 10 every week, ain't he? Never a bad performance, just such a great footballer. Goes under the radar, never gives out. You never know how much his contract is worth. You never, you know what I mean? Just, what a great asset to have. Dale says we could do with Giggs on the left. But see, the way the modern game is played now, Dale, it probably wouldn't be Giggs on the left, it'd be Giggs on the right. And I'd take Giggs on the right, but he'd be an inverted, winger now. Ronaldo's not an option, says Chris. Well then, I would bring back prime Rooney. You look at what United need at the moment, more than anything. Oh, great touch by Kane. Here's Kulusevski now. He has acres of space running into. Rodri comes to him, but he gets to the end line, pulls it back. Oh, there's a goal on. Oh, what a block. Oh, Lewis, the young lad at right full, is just after making an unbelievable block. Oh, how did Spurs not score that? Who was it? Was it Son coming in at the back? Whoever it was, they should have... not that they should have scored it, just unbelievable block. We'll get a look at it in a minute. My timer has gone wrong. Has it? No, there's 14 minutes gone in the second half. Is that right? Yeah? So here's the replay now. Lovely first touch by Kane. Playing in that false 9 role. Sets Kulusevski off. Gets to the end line. Squares it. Who is it? Oh, it's Pulisic at the back post. And Lewis just throws himself at it. And he's trailing left foot. And it hits the post or the crossbar or something, comes back out. City are very lucky. Right, so pick a keeper, defender, midfielder and striker, all retired to bring back. All United players, I would presume. So goalkeeper, I'd bring back Van der Sar. Defender, I see ye have names up here, so I won't look at them, and I'll try and make my own mind up. Defender, I would bring back Yap Stam. Just fucking unbelievable, Yap Stam. Midfield, I would bring back Paul Scholes, but I would bring him back as the 24-year-old Paul Scholes, the box-to-box Paul Scholes, rather than the kind of the deep-lying Paul Scholes, because Paul Scholes as a 24-year-old could do that number 8 that we could, he could share that role with Eriksen, for example, and let Casemiro behind him. And striker then has to be Rooney, doesn't it? Prime Rooney. Yeah, that's what I would do. Ben says Van der Sar, Vidic, Scholes, Cantona. Irish lad says Van der Sar, Vidic, Keane, Rooney. Timmy says Evra. Can you imagine Yap Stam in this era? Oh man. Vidic, Stam. No, Schmeichel, says Dale. No, I think Van der Sar is a better goalkeeper. I think Schmeichel was actually kind of overrated. if anything. Here's Mahrez now. Gets to the end line. Oh, 3-2 to City. Riyad Mahrez has changed the second half. He's been involved in all three of the goals. And it's 3-2 to City. Spurs are after falling apart here in, 18 minutes of the second half. Mahrez has changed this game in the second half. He done nothing in the first half. But whatever Guardiola is after saying to him at half time. And Perisic commits again. That's twice now Spurs have committed to balls that they shouldn't have had. Ben Davies done it earlier as well. And Mahrez is left one-on-one. And he steps over. Hugo Lloris is better. He's near post. That Hugo Lloris is not good enough. He's just not good enough. I don't care what anyone says. And Spurs are doing a Spurs on it, aren't they? 3-2 to City. I mean, Spurs are just a shower of frauds, aren't they? Just a big shower of frauds. Spurs doing a Spurs on it, boy. Nothing new, is there? Might get Kane on the cheap after this, Jack, says Oisin. I'm telling you, lads, Kane is not hanging around there next season. I'd say he's sick to the teeth of it. I'd say, why the fuck didn't I go to Man City a couple of seasons ago? And now they have fucking Haaland going to be winning everything with him. Why didn't I just go? Well, Kane going to Chelsea, says Ben. I don't know. He could, but I don't. Kane is desperate for trophies, I think. And I think he's going to choose whoever's best placed to win trophies next season. And at the moment, if you're looking at that, you're going to go with Chelsea or are you going to go with United? Just showing the replay again. Hugo Lloris. Now, it takes a slight deflection, but he should be saving it. He really should. You can't be getting back at your near post like that. He gets to stay in London. Yeah, look, I mean, I don't think that would be a big issue for Kane, personally, because, okay, he could have family there and it might be settled and stuff, but if he goes to a United, or if he was to go to a Newcastle, for example, or a Liverpool or somewhere, he's probably only going to be going for, maybe a 4-year contract, 5 years maximum. And it's not an awful lot of time when you think about it. I don't know. I could be completely wrong. I just have a feeling United are going to go for him. I said it to the guys before on the members only video. Early doors, I could, even for the last, 7 or 8 years now, I could just picture Kane in a United jersey. I think he would just suit it, just scoring goals in the Stretford end, and I don't know. I think he would just fit Manchester United perfectly, and I think he'd fit Ten Hag's system as well, because he can play as an out-and-out striker, or he can play as a false nine. But anyway, we wait and see. Party Pooper says, seems like they're just spending money because they can. Yeah, your man has gone a bit mental, Todd Bowley, ain't he? Twig says, no chance. Yeah, he'd be best at Real Madrid or a foreign club. I don't think he's going to go foreign, Twigs. He's on course to beat Shearer's record. So I think he's going to stay in the Premier League because he wants that record as well. And even if he doesn't win a Premier League or a trophy or anything like that, at least he can say I'm the highest goal scorer of all time in the Premier League. And for a striker, that would be some achievement to have, or some notch on your belt, you know. If that's the case, he should go to Bayern or Madrid, guaranteed trophies. Yeah, the right trophies though. You know what I mean? Kane likes the American lifestyle. Could see him in the MLS in years to come, says Patrick. Yeah, maybe so. He has enough trouble speaking English, Twigs. Poor lad will be goosed with Spanish. Ah, lovely. Love to see Kane at United, says Irish lad. Dale said he can go away golfing with Bale, if you ask me. Patrick said if we bought Kane, Daniel Levy would rob us blind. I don't know if he can rob anyone blind for Kane. What's Kane's contract? Let me give me 1 sec here. Boys, Kane's contract is expiring next year, the 30th of June 2024. So he has 18 months left on a contract. He's gone. He is gone in the summer. And Levy knows he doesn't want to stay. And Levy knows that if he doesn't cash in... Levy's a smart businessman. He knows if he doesn't cash in on him this summer, he'll go for free the following summer. I reckon Kane will go for 70 to 80 million this summer. I really do. Man pulls up contracts faster than I can pull up my pants. Google, my friend. Just go, Kane contract. Bang, there it was. Right in front of me. That's how I roll on the dole. Here's Spurs coming out. Come on, Spurs. Oh, late one there, ref. Free to Spurs in a good position. Patrick says he's not the easiest man to negotiate with. He'll ask silly money. Well, he can ask all he wants. He won't get it. You know, and clubs coming in looking for Harry Kane will know he only has 12 months left. Literally, if he's not sold in the summer transfer window, he can speak to clubs 4 months later and sign a pre-contract, you know, and go for free. And Daniel Levy will know that. I reckon 70 million. Oh, quick ball, handball, handball, handball. Imagine what they'd be without him. Oh my God. So let me ask you this question. Okay. Remember before we used to have, you know, top four, you know, the big four, the big five. Now it's the top, you know, the big six. You know, United, City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal, Spurs. Right? Does that ever go back to, I suppose it probably doesn't because top six goes into Europe. But when do Newcastle come into this conversation? Are we going to go to top seven? You know, the big seven? Or does a team like Spurs drop out of the top six and we talk about the top six as, you know, all of them teams I mentioned minus Spurs and Newcastle go into that? You know, so Jack can pull up future contracts before they're signed. Telling you, Harry Kane, 200 grand a week. 30 grand goal bonus, 20 grand appearance fee, and 10 grand per pint in the league. That'll be his contract. And 3 bags of turf for the house. Patrick says, until we get a new owner, we're not buying a can of Coke, let alone Ken. Well, that's certainly true. That's certainly true. But maybe Daniel Levy will see, oh, here's Son. Being closed down. Lays it off. Back to him again. See, you're back in numbers. But Spurs still have it here. Son gets to the end line. Does really well. Cross into the box. Get it in. Cross into the box. No one there. Comes out. Strike over the bar. If we get a new owner in, will Daniel Levy see that and say, look, I know these guys want a number 9. I know we've got new owners that are looking to invest big money. I can ask for 80 or 90 million for Kane, and maybe United will offer it. I don't give a fuck how much United pay for anyone. If owners want to come in and invest and pay good money, well-earned money, their own money, and they want to spend 90 million on Harry Kane, yes, thank you. Give me the jersey. Put number 9 Harry Kane on the back of it, or give him the number 7 jersey, or whatever it is. Because if that's what the manager wants, fucking happy days. You know, I won't complain. Spurs will drop surely, says Dale. Ushin says apparently we couldn't afford a Fredo bar. Patrick, fucking Fredo bars, by nightmare. It's the reason why all of these players are so damn expensive. The whole economy is based around the price of Fredos. Liverpool will not make top 4 for the next 2 years, says Shane. It could be a possibility. Could be a possibility. So it could. In an ideal world, would City get found out for money laundering and they would be shut down out of the top 6? That'd be the ideal. Liverpool decided that they were just folding as a club and were discontinuing. That'd be brilliant. Your man Todd Bowley just starts buying, you know, like Anton Ferdinand, taking him out of retirement, spending 70 million on him and stuff like that. United just clean up then, you know. Michael D. Higgins to Bayern confirmed. Shaking hands with lads. It'll be Super 7 soon, says Ocean Sky Sports live alteration. Yeah, could be. Could be. Craig says, Lloris's past his sell-by date. A mistake was inevitable. He's always had it in the locker, Craig, hasn't he? I mean, he can count himself so lucky to be the lad that lifted the World Cup for France. I mean, my God. When you think about some of the captains that have lifted that trophy, Hugo Lloris is one of them. He got extremely lucky. If Kane turns out like Lukaku, big money flop, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think he has 3 or 4 good years in him, yeah. On the day Man City are the best team, the Premier League on cue as a United fan. Twig says he can start buying extortionate Fredos for Chelsea. Chris says, would you rather have Bellingham or Kane? Kane. No, wait now. We need Kane more than we need Bellingham. But which one would I prefer? It depends on what the alternative is. If United can only get one of them, they would go for Kane. Because we need a number 9 more than we need a midfielder. So for that reason, I would say at the moment I'd say Kane. I'd go for Kane. Prime Lloris was a top player in fairness, says Shane. Dale says, I take Jude to annoy Liverpool. I don't think they're going to get him. I don't know. I don't think they're going to get him. I mean, he's looking at Liverpool now going, why in the name of Jesus would I go there? And if they don't get top 4, I think they might scrape top 4. But if they don't, he's not going there. He would just stay at Dortmund and he'd play Champions League, you know? Has Bowley not signed Bellingham yet, says Oshin. Twig says, what do you think of Weghorst, the porridge runner? Look, none of that now. The man fucking put in a shift yesterday, right? And he's wearing a United jersey. He's not the fastest player in the world, but I thought he done okay. I thought his link-up play was really well. His first touch was very good. He was starved of any real... Oh, Spurs are living dangerously here. He didn't get a lot of opportunities, really, didn't he? Here's Haaland now, lays it off. Alvarez, Spurs are going to clear the line. But, yeah, I was happy enough with his performance yesterday. I was. I thought we lost the focal point after he went off. And we actually struggled to hold the ball up as much when he went off. If Arsenal declare interest in him, guaranteed Bowley will try. Yeah, that's what we should just do. We should just start declaring interest in... Like, we could even do it on this channel here. You know, I'll do a video on... You know, and it might get to Todd Bowley. You know, United in for... You know, I don't know. Who we got? United in for... Fucking... I tried to think of a shit midfielder. United in for Fabinho. Or something. You know what I mean? And then Todd Bowley goes, I'll have a bit of that. There you go. There you go, son. There's 300 grand a week. He had a good few layoffs, says Dale. Yeah, he did. Chris says, Weghorst the baby giraffe. Yeah. Oh, City are coming here now. 4 on 3. 4 on 3. White to Mahrez. Slips one into Alvarez. And they get back in time. It's a corner to City. I know I'm only messing. I love Wout. The joke came into mind. I had to. Yeah. It's like he's running through water, kind of. You know, just. But, he'll be alright. He'll be alright. Give him time. He'll be alright. Give him time. Corner now to City. What have we got? 9 minutes to go here. Game is not won yet. You wouldn't put it past Spurs going on a counter-attack. Deep one into the back post. Rodri with a free header. That's a handball. That's a definite handball. That's all. That's a 100% a handball. And Richarlison knows. Ref is looking at this. This is going to be a penalty for City. Yeah, that's a penalty. That's a penalty. Yeah. How high up his arm does it hit? Does it hit on the sleeve? I'd be shocked if this is not a penalty, to be honest. It's been checked by VAR. Yeah, his arm is out. That's a penalty. That's a penalty. What? No penalty. How? How? How is that not a penalty? He dives with his back away from the goal, with his arm out, and it hits him here. I don't get it. Like the inconsistency of this VAR is just... I don't get it. I just don't get it. United in for James Corden in midfield. Kyle Walker coming on for young Rico Lewis. James Corden gives good team talks. He does, Ben. He does. I remember that. What was that? The red nose when he was giving the England team the time. Who's that? A charity event, wasn't it? So anyway, let's have a quick look at the league table and have a check. See. So obviously, City go a point ahead of us again. A point ahead of us. That's surely... Is that right? No. They go 3 points ahead of us. So City go 3 points ahead of us. Now that does put us... I mean, it's probably the best result for us when you think about it. Right, let's look at this, you know, from a United standpoint and a neutral standpoint. First and foremost, I hope that Jesus Spurs or Arsenal don't win the league, because we will never hear the bloody end of it. So what this does is, this result, if it stays at 3-2, it keeps City within touching distance of Arsenal. What are they? They're 5 points behind. Arsenal have a game in hand. But what that also does then is it basically puts Spurs... Here's Haaland in now. He dives again. I mean, he's just doing nothing, only diving. So what it does then, it puts us 6 points ahead of Spurs with a game in hand, which is good. You know, it's basically cementing our... Not cementing, but it's putting a good firm grasp on top 4. So... Yeah, this is probably the best result, if we look at it that way. I mean, if we're talking about title races, which we shouldn't be, then you would be hoping Spurs win, you know. But if you're looking at it, not as Liverpool fans look at their team with a bit of cop on and a bit of sense, and we say, no, we're in a top 4 race, then City winning... keeping Spurs outside the top 4, you know, as far away from us as possible, then that's probably the you know, the best outcome. What do you think? "78 points in my fantasy squad," says Chris. Jesus, I haven't looked at fantasy football in I don't know how long. I've got 38 points. Like, I still have Jesus and Luis Diaz in my team. Ben says, yeah, it's win-win for us in a way. Spurs are going for it now the last few minutes. Ball switch to Kulusevski. Gets to the end line. Going to take on Ake here. Cross into the box. Back post. Too much, but Højbjerg is still there. Anyone on the edge? Nah. City clear their lines, but City are pinned back. Big switch again to Kulusevski. Lovely first touch, but Jack Grealish reads it and gets goal side. City clear their lines. Would you like to see one of them flying the wall documentaries for United next season? Could bring in needed money and be interesting to see the dynamics in the squad now with Erik ten Hag. There's a lot of people that would be against it. I would absolutely love it. Could you imagine? Here's Kane now. Oh, across the box, Ederson. Could you imagine next season? Now, this is a big if United go on and win the league and Amazon are doing a documentary on United that year for the whole season. Could you imagine it? It would be, as a United fan, it would be the most exciting. Could you imagine in 18 months' time, May 2024, we're after winning the league, right? I know, I'm getting goosebumps as well here, lads, right? We win the league, and then you're like, when's the release date to that fucking Amazon yoke? United, you forgot all about it. You know, it's out in August or it's out in July. Oh, buzzing for it. It'd be unbelievable. Oh, here's Mahrez. He's in. Should be a goal. Yeah, it's all over. 4-2. Spurs do a Spurs. And a mistake. A big long ball. And a mistake. Again, Mahrez cuts across the defender. Mahrez has been absolutely unbelievable in this second half. He's been involved in all 4 goals. He scored 2 of them, and he set up the other 2. He's been unbelievable. Ederson with a big long ball, and Spurs just don't who's that? Ben Davies, is it? Yeah. Tries to take it down on his thigh. Messes it up, and Mahrez is in behind him. Chips it over Lloris, who goes down, and it's 4-2. Mahrez, man of the match. Unbelievable second half performance. And it's game, set, and match. Oshin says, be a huge distraction, Shane. I'd wait a few seasons, get United settled again, then maybe. That's a good point. That is a good point. The butcher eating raw meat in the canteen. Arsenal done it, and look at them now. Didn't seem to distract them, says Shane. Yeah, that's a good point as well. Spurs did it too. Yeah, that's a good point as well. So, I think if it was to be done, Ten Hag would have every final decision on where the cameras are. Right, you can have them in the dressing room, but there's no cameramen in there fucking getting in the way. Or, you know, you can have them in the meeting room or the team, you know. And because of the fact that you're not going to see the footage until the end of the season, you could have cameras on the training ground doing tactics and stuff like that, because it's not going to get out, you know. But on the flip side of it, I mean, if it was announced United are going to have the Amazon, all or nothing series next year, you'd be going, as a United fan, you'd be going, gee, we have to do well. If next season is a shit show and there's a fly on the wall documentary, we're going to be the laughing stock of everyone. But if you go on to win the league, it'd be the greatest TV of all time, you know. See, you're still here now, Alvarez, high and wide. Conte should be gone, says Twigs. Yeah. I mean, I would... I'd be shocked. I'd be shocked if he lasts the season. Let alone... I mean, if this was in White Hart Lane, they'd be booing him off. Or not White Hart Lane, whatever their new stadium is called. Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Oh, they're giving the ball away here again, look. Free out. It's not for us yet, says Chris. Oshin says, no producer or director would be happy to go with that. Where's all the peeps that want the Conte for us, says Chris. I was shouting at you, please do not get Conte. Please, please do not get Conte. Here's a Charleston now. Just over 60 seconds to go. Game, set and match here. But yeah, so look, I mean, United, what are we? 3 points behind City. I mean, still, it would lovely to be only 1. But it puts it into perspective after last night. Alright, we were disappointed, to give away the lead so late on in the game. But if we look at the league table, we're still only 3 points off a City. If you would have told us the halfway mark at the start of the season, the halfway point of the season, you'd be 3 points off a City, and you'd be talking about a title race, you would have took the hand and all off you. So, happy days. Not the end of the world, but we do have a massive game now on Sunday. It really is a huge, huge game, and please God we win it. And there it is, 4-2, guys. All done and dusted. City win. Spurs have just fallen apart. Spurs do a Spurs on it, like we said. But, yeah. Nice little watch along, guys. Really enjoyed it. I'm going to definitely start doing more of these games throughout the remainder of the season. Now, games that affect United. Teams close to us. Maybe Newcastle, City. I wouldn't go as far as saying Spurs at the moment, but they are in 5th still. But yeah, really enjoyed it. Thanks everyone who's joined. If you haven't hit the like button, please take a second, hit the thumbs up button for me. And if you're new to the channel, please do hit the subscribe button. We're over 2,100 subscribers now, so we're closing in on 2,200, which is great. The goal by the end of the season is 5,000. So if you haven't already hit the subscribe button, please do. But I appreciate it, guys. We're going to be back. We're not doing anything tomorrow night, but we'll be back on Sunday then for the huge game between Arsenal and Manchester United. Top of the table clash, would you say? Even though we're in 3rd? Maybe so. But thanks everyone who joined, guys. And to all of the members as well. Really enjoyed the members only video earlier on. If anyone else is looking to join as an official member, you get some extra content, badges beside your name, all of that good stuff, and you get to come live on the screen with us every Thursday if that's something you'd like to do. Link is in the description. Go check it out. Really appreciate the support. But yeah, we're after getting a couple of new members in this week who joined us tonight as well. Oisin joined us. My apologies to Dale. It was my fault you didn't get in as well. But let's go for Sunday, guys. Really looking forward to it. Hope you can all join me on Sunday. Until then, peace out.